Hey everybody, welcome back to Gooseberry Homestead. Ruby here. Well, the other day I had uploaded a video, and it was on Sunday, and it was probably Sunday evening, and well, I was not feeling good that day. I think I had the stomach flu the night before, and I just felt horrible that day, and my video was full of a whole lot of and then a whole lot of people unsubscribed. And I don't know if it's because I was saying a lot, but yeah. I do tend to say in my videos, but I looked back and saw the video and I was like, wow, that was a whole lot of ums. So anyways, I'm back with you guys today, and I'm going to show you what I've done in the garden. I've been talking about things I wanted to get done, but I hadn't gotten done. And then this week also was my youngest son's first week of homeschooling. And so I have been quite the busy bee this week getting that done. And then I also wrote down my work schedule incorrectly on my calendar. And oh my goodness, yes, I missed work yesterday because I had wrote my schedule one day off. And so I'll be going to work here very shortly. And yes, it has been quite the week, but the first day was quite a struggle. And then I got out here in the garden, got a little bit done. And then the next day went a lot smoother. His attitude has improved 100% since then, and I am so happy. So let me show you now what I've gotten done since starting the homeschooling and getting everything situated in the containers for the most part. So I did finally get over to this section of the yard right here, and I've gotten all of the roses planted into the ground like I was wanting to go ahead and do. And I have cuttings off of the majority of these roses that I have over here. I think the only one left to do and try to see if it'll root is going to be this one right here. And it looks kind of sad because I just transplanted it yesterday, and all the branches are all drooped over. But this one here has a whole lot more yellow in it this time, and the fragrance on this particular rose was 100% muy bueno, and I loved it. It is got such a beautiful smell. And this one is called Double Delight. And here is this one here. It's an older spent rose. And then this one fell apart when I was getting it put into the ground. The leaves started falling off of it. And then this one, oh my word, can we just say hello to that pink around it? This one had so much pink on it. And that's what I'm loving about this particular rose, is that some of them will have less pink, some of them will have more pink. And so there is some variety to this one. So this one has had the most pink out of all of them, but it also had a really great rose scent. So along with the roses, I went ahead and decided, instead of putting the purple pots or the pots with all of the herbs and such back into this section, I would just make it a little bit less dramatic or cluttered feel along here, while it still looks like there's a lot of green going on. And there's a few things. I have only put black pots down in this area, so they're visible, but they're not quite as visible, so you mostly just see green. Excuse me. And then, so I've got my eucalyptus here. I got my lemon verbena in this pot right here. It's the biggest one in this lineup. The rest of them are all 1 gallons. I think this is a 3 gallon right here. And then this one's a 1 gallon. It's got my eucalyptus in it. Got my little green myrtle right here, which is in full bloom, you guys. And it's going to create little berries on these little areas where the blooms were. And they are edible. Didn't mean to do that, but it just happened. And then I've got a lingonberry here. And then I have another lingonberry here. And then this is my bay leaf tree. So I'll be able to use this for culinary purposes. And then here's my bergamot that I got. It is called Jacob's Klein Scarlet Bee Balm, ashwagandha tea. Also, they call it a bergamot, but it's not the bergamot like as in the lemon tree or orange tree. And so there's that one. And then I've got my Blushing Maiden, which is a tea leaf producing plant. So then I also rearranged my tree pots, and I put 4 on this side. 2 of them have gotten filled with soil, this one here and this one here, and I planted the Purple Wonder into this one here. And if it is a Purple Wonder, Burpee said it was, but I am so inclined to think not. So now I have a slug issue, so I'm gonna have to come in here and look for slugs this evening. But I need to pull off that little this little strawberry because it's quite gross and it looks like the slugs was eating it. So let me just pull that off. And then right here is my Ivan's Beauty Mountain Ash, and I've put in this container, I just planted the little lettuce that I had growing, and then I've got the hood strawberries in the top of this one. And I figured these are up a little bit higher, a little harder for my dog to pee into these pots, so I went ahead and just moved them up a notch just a little bit. And so the majority of all of my strawberries at some point will be at a higher stature, I guess, a status or whatever. They'll be higher up into the pot so that my dog can't pee on them as easily. And I think there is a volunteer also in this pot, and this is a hibiscus. That is called, I think that one is called the Rose of Sharon. So there's that. Oh, and the tree that's in this pot right here that I got filled with soil, that's my Honeycrisp. And then coming over here, I got my Igo's blackberry fig right here put into this pot. And then I've gotten a bunch of my other figs into these other bigger pots and some of these 5-gallon pots down on the end. These ones have some tomato plants that never grew because in my microclimate in my backyard, things like tomatoes and peppers take forever to grow. And I started these from seed back in February, and they're less than 3 inches high. So welcome to the Pacific Northwest, tomato plants. So I need to see better growth. I think I need them to be in a greenhouse, possibly. This is going to be going into this pot, and then I have this one here to go into this pot. And then the rest of them all have some fig trees in them. And for the most part, they're the ones that have figs on them and are some of my more established figs that I've had for more than a year. And they needed to go into a bigger pot. And then over here, this one's going to go into this pot. It's got a fig on it. It's my De La Roca. And I am really excited for this because it has had a lot of growth this season. And I know that it was just started not that long ago from a cutting. It's less than a year old, but it put out this fig. And then it had all this phenomenal upgrowth too, which means I know that it's producing a lot of roots as well. Normally you want to remove the figs on the newer cuttings so that it focuses on root growth. But this one is just growing way high, and I know that it's growing a lot down below too. So then all the figs in here are doing really great. I did see that one had fallen over here, so I need to pick it up and see if it's done any damage. And I don't know if it's broke any of my other figs here. I'll just check them over really quick. I don't see anything broken. That's a good thing, which means this one's probably going to go into a pot for me now, since it's getting a little top heavy. It needs to be in a pot. So I'm going to put this over here, right here. And then my husband and I were talking about moving the plants that are in this middle section here to another area, so it's easier to mow. And then these plants are going to be going away, and I'll be selling those. And these two are already spoken for, these chestnut trees. But everything's looking pretty good. I'll be tidying up this area right here where these herbs and stuff are. There's these are going to be going away in the pink pots, and then some of these smaller pots are going to be going away as well. And I did get a lot done last night. This whole middle section got all cleaned up here, where I had all those purple pots, where I had emptied all of those longer containers that I'm going to be selling. So this whole section, as you can see now, is all completely just cleaned out, and it's looking so much better, and I'm loving it. And then I did also get I got most of the blueberries put into containers. I finally added more soil to the sharp blue blueberry plant, and that never did sell, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep it. And yeah, so everything's looking good. I can harvest some more of the pink lemonade blueberries. I'll go down here and show you how those are looking. And just looking good. I still have a few on here. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's kind of hard for me to see with the glare, but they're looking good. And these ones aren't quite ready yet, but there are a few on here. Got a little leaf with that one. These ones right here are ready. And then for the most part, the blueberries are pretty much done. I see a couple blueberries here and there that still need to ripen up, and some of them are on the smaller side. The Legacy is still going. It still has quite a few. There's a couple left on the sharp blueberry. There's a few left on the Patriot, but they're all really small. I don't think those ones are going to get very big. Typically, last year I noticed when it was near the end of the season, there wasn't that many that were huge when they ripened up, and they kind of ripened up in this smaller state here. But I do have like one that's a medium size here, and there's one that just ripened up there. It's about a medium size, so they don't generally get that much bigger at this time of the year. And then I have these 3 lighter pots, and four. And then I have these pots right here. I've got 3 of these pots that are empty, which I will be putting the blueberries into, because these tend to hold a little bit of water down at the bottom because of the drain hole that's on them. And they typically just hold on to that water. And blueberries don't mind having wet feet. So that's why my blueberries are going into these purple pots, because they do well in them. And I didn't see any root issues with the blue sharp when I removed it from the pot and added more soil. I didn't see roots wrapping around all crazily. So I just went ahead and just added more soil. I didn't have to tug at the roots or anything like that. Or break them loose or do anything crazy. So that's how everything's looking. I figure my blueberries should be fine for another year or 2 in the container pots, and then at that point they really should go into the ground. I would love for them to go into the ground sooner than later, actually, but this is where we are at. And then I'm going to be moving this Crandall Currant and the High Bush Cranberry. I'm going to be moving those into a black pot. So I have to make sure I keep a black pot for those to go into, and that my figs don't take them, because I do have another sip over here. So maybe I will put the high bush cranberry into this empty container here. I think that would be perfect for it. And then I can actually put the crandall currants into 1 gallon containers, and because there's 2 bushes in that container over there. So there's that. And then I still have a little bit of a mess here. I filled in a hole that I keep tripping on. I had the tomatoes that I was growing in here because I was tired of twisting my ankle in this hole. So I had some extra mint, and I just put that whole container that was in my herb container pots, and I just put that right into the hole and smushed it down. So I am so happy I'm not going to be tripping anymore in this hole. And I'd rather mow over some mint and smell some mint than than to be twisting my ankle. And then this is how the herbs and the berries turned out, and I'll get a better view of those and go through each one of the herbs that I have in these on another video, because the sun is really, really harsh right now, and it might be a better video to be done in the evening when the shade is up, so to speak, closer to evening. And yes, and then the grapes are about ready to come in. They're almost finished ripening, and I just couldn't be more happy. Everything for the most part is looking really good, and I got all my herbs situated, and I think they look nice over here along the fence. Just they just look really, really nice. Now, if only I could get people to use their mowers so that it doesn't kick the grass up the wrong direction. So hopefully my neighbor will let me know when they're getting ready to mow, and I can throw some bags over the at least the pots with my herbs, because that will be a little bit harder to get the grass seeds out. And then I've got my figs over here that I need to move as well. And then I made a mess because I was gardening right up in here. So, and then once we get the patio completely cleared off and get everything situated that my husband wants, then this whole area is going to look so much more peaceful, and I will feel more relaxed in the garden, because I haven't felt relaxed all summer long, because I felt like I've been in clean mode and everything all summer long with this gardening situation this year. And and I'll go ahead and I'll move my drip line that I didn't end up using into the shed and just save it for a future project, future use, because my husband wants to not use it while we're living here. So I'm taking that as we're moving sometime in the near future, God willing. Anyways, you guys, thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Click that bell button. As always, make it a wonderful one. Love what you grow what you love, and have a wonderful day. God bless you all. Bye.